I got paid today and received some interesting news regarding that back pay I received 2 weeks ago. What's going on, everyone? My name is Miguel and welcome back to Miguel Budgets. So today we are jumping straight into my budget and I'll explain on what is happening with that back pay. So we are going to be covering the weeks of September the 5th through the 18th. So my active income for this payday is $2,302. Luckily, I also did receive a benefit check, so we're going to write that in. This time around, it was for $1,100, and we're getting a total amount of $3,402. This is higher from what I had placed on my budget, which is always nice. And we're going to go down straight to our bills. So coming down to our bills, T-Mobile is staying the same. We are going to be sending our monthly $655. Now, before I continue with the rest of the budget, so I did receive a back pay of $4,400 2 weeks ago, I had mentioned. So a couple days later, I did get a phone call from my third-party insurance, and they did state that those funds were actually a mistake, and they were supposed to go to someone else. So now I'm on the hook for $4,400, which is completely fine. Luckily, I haven't used anything but like $700, I believe, from what I used to cover the rest of my sinking funds. So I did do the math on the $4,400 and what I had used. So I will be adding the payback amount, well, the difference of what I used, into my bills, unfortunately. But luckily, I did receive $1,100, so that's going to help cover that. So we are actually going to write in payback. Now, it is unfortunate, but you know what? It's completely fine because those funds were meant for someone else. So now I have to double check my statements and see if there's anything missing. If there is, obviously, I'm going to call them and talk to them and see what's going on with the rest. But for now, we're going to go ahead and write in $743 is what I use from the $4,400. And luckily, I have enough to cover it. So for my bills, we're going to subtract, well, we're going to add 150, 655, and the 743. And that's going to be 1,548. So we'll subtract 3,402 minus 1,548, and that leaves me with 1,854. So coming down to my mandatory sinking funds, groceries staying the same. Emergency fund, we're still not adding nothing. Car maintenance 100, car tags 25. This month my Honda's car tags are due, which is roughly $165 or so, which isn't too bad. I already did my smog, and I just need to renew the tags, and we'll be done with that. So this time around, I am increasing my allowance, and that's only because my birthday is coming around, and we're gonna go see a Hispanic comedian, Franco Escamilla, if anyone knows him. He will be here in Las Vegas, and me and my wife and a couple of our friends, we're all gonna go down to the MGM. That's where he's gonna be performing, and we're gonna go out and celebrate and have a good time. So I will have my usual 150 of my allowance that I'll be using, and I'll be adding $400 as a budget for that day. It's gonna be next Friday, September the 13th, I believe. So we're obviously going to go out and eat dinner. We're also going to celebrate my birthday as well because my birthday falls on September 17th. So I said, might as well go and hang out and have a good time. So we are budgeting $400 alongside with my my allowance, normal 150. So we'll be adding 550 there. Transportation, 125 for dry cleaning. I'm going to start dry cleaning my uniforms, because I am doing great in my physical therapy, and I should be released that day, which is next Thursday, actually, September the 12th. So I'm hoping for a release date for me to go back to my full capability. And that's why I'm going to put in dry cleaning. So I need to dry clean some of my uniforms. Kit allowance, 20 bucks as usual. So we're going to go ahead and add 300, 100, 25, 550, 100, 25, and 20. So that gives me a budget of 1,120 with, yeah. So then we're going to subtract the 1854 minus the 1120, and that'll leave me with 734. Now, for my allowance, I'm not gonna go all baller status and spend everything. Whatever I don't use will obviously come back to my budget, and I'll be adding that towards my extra payments or whatnot. So let's go over to our normal sinking funds, and we are going 50 here, clothing 40, birthdays 20, nothing for Christmas, 50 for medical. Nothing for Lego. Subscription, it stays the same. Gear is going 25. Investing 20, and our dollar challenge 20. So there is no change from my budget to my actual. So this is actually 250. We'll go and subtract 250 from the 734, and we'll be left with 484. Now we'll bring this down. 484. The remainder of 0. So let's go ahead and confirm everything is correct. So income's gonna be 3402, 3402, then we'll subtract everything else. 1548, 1120, 250, and the 484. We did everything correct. Everything will match. 3402, 1548, 1120, 250, 484. That gives me the 0. Perfect match. We'll write this in. And that's what I have for this week. So I am kind of bummed out the fact that I have to pay back, but honestly, it's fine because it turns out that those weren't my funds. So like I said, I'm going to go and review all my statements, make sure I got paid accordingly. And once that's done, obviously I'll let them know, and we'll go from there pretty much. Oh, on another note, worst case scenario, I may end up using this, as I know I wanted to use the other funds towards the first and last month's rent, but I will have enough covered. Worst case scenario, I end up using this as well, which is completely fine because we're moving to a cheaper apartment, cheaper house. We'll have a house rented instead of an apartment, so I'm not too worried about sending it all back because I'll have enough to cover it. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video, and to continue following my journey. I'll see you in the next one.